Howdy everyone, ACG-Spot back here, and we're going to be working on some more Tabletop Simulator, continuing on from last night, and we're going to try and get those dice figured out. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So this is where we left off last night. We have these dice, and you roll them, and it tells you right down here the color that you play as and what you rolled. So let's just do that again for like red. Oh jeez, there we go. Drag these down, and then you roll them, and then yep, red. And as you can see, it turns one of these dice red, and it's the dice that has the script on it. So like this one, if you open its scripting editor, yep, it's empty, which is to be expected. This one also is empty, to be expected, which is fine, because if you have like 3 different scripts running at once, it'll give you 3 outputs, and so I'm just trying to go for 1 output. And so here is this dice and the scripting that we got figured out thanks to some help from someone on Reddit last night. Big thank you. Had this script here that really does help a lot, and is going to serve as like the backbone of my new script in order to do what I want. So I'll just go over like a basic premise. I want a player, so like I'm playing as red, highlights all the dice, and you press R and it rolls them, it randomizes them as the game thinks, and then it's supposed to sum up all these numbers, take into account these 2 numbers, do some math on the sum of these and then these 2 numbers, and then compare it to this number. And if it's greater than, or if it's greater than or equal to this number, then I want the chat to display revolt instead of red rolled whatever number. And if it's less than, I want it to say you're safe, so you don't revolt. And that's for like the government mechanics. So we're going to try and script this. We spent about 3 hours yesterday trying to get to the bottom of the dice scripting. And I mean, I won't even like sugarcoat it. It's like super difficult. It's very difficult. And I spent quite a bit of time yesterday trying to figure out how like the best way to write this was. And so I actually ended up I spent a little time last night just like looking over the stuff that wasn't working. And I decided to start over just because yeah, I was tired, and also I didn't really it wasn't like optimal. Things weren't like working perfectly, so I wanted to like stop, take a break, sleep on it, and then come back to it, start from scratch again, and try not to hit those little silly mistakes. So let's just start off. I want to make like a little divide here so that we know leave alone. We want to leave everything above this line alone, just because this is like the function that starts the spinning and the weighting and stuff, so we're going to leave that as is. Then we have our second section here, which is where we have our second 2 sections, where this is the function that does all the magic, and then this one controls the color. So first things first, we're going to get rid of this section right here. We want to make a generic message, so we don't need this, and we can just get rid of that pretty easily, and then also make sure we get rid of the end statement. And then we'll save and play and just see how it functions now. And I guess like a big goal of this is to go not slow, not like, you know, elementary pace, but we want to like work on this at like a normal pace that is easy to understand. And so as you can see here, you roll it, 5, 1, 6. So it got rid of the high roller statement, which is cool. So now it just gives us a number. That's really, yeah, like just basic stuff. So we'll go back to the editor, open up the specific one. And the glitch I was having yesterday is after you do a save and play and you reopen the script, if you click somewhere, it'll like, and make an edit, it'll like flash out of the screen. So you fix that by just clicking on something else and then clicking back on it. And then here we are, we're back at it. So the first thing that we want to try and do is a little bit of math. We need to like let's first start by summing these dice. So we want this script to, oh, pardon me, I got an air purifier the other day and I have yet to set it up. I live in a house with dogs and pretty allergic, so I'm a bit stuffy right now. Sorry if I sound a little funny. But we want to add all of these. We have our main dice right here. This does all the math. These ones just exist. So I have a lot of code from yesterday, thankfully, that I saved in the notepad. And we can just begin to like paste some stuff in here. So, and I'll go over everything, so that if you didn't see yesterday's video, it'll still make sense. So here we go with this. Let's go over what I just added here. I'll erase this comment. And then, oh yeah, here we go. I can just erase, I rewrote this twice then. So, local value, this is a local variable, because we are inside the revolt dice script. So like we are working from within this object, not in the global script. So local value, I call it 3 because it's the third dice. And it's self.getValue, and it just gets the value of the dice. Then for these two, I made 2 new dice, which are these, and I grabbed their objects, and now they've been imported into this object for math doing, and I just get their rotation values. So right there, they're all in there, and they exist. So now I want to do some math with them, and we'll do, let's see, I want to put in like a value statement just to like sum them all up. As you can see, here we go. Right here, side is like what's going to be displayed. So text right here is what gets outputted, and side is like the message that goes along with your player color, which is PLR. So what I'll do here is paste in this, which is just value is equal to that number plus these 2 numbers, which is the sum, and we'll just see how that works out. And again, yesterday I was getting somewhere, but it was really complicated and things weren't popping up in the right place. So just let's start over with it. Let's roll it again. Red rolled, so let's see if you can see it kind of small down there. It says red rolled a 5, and if you hover over it, you see that the sum is indeed 5. 1, 2, 2. Let's do it again. 4, 6, 6. That should be 16. 16, and it says 16. Perfect. So these all sum up now. That's awesome. And now this is the really challenging part that I had a really hard time busting through yesterday, and that's making this work for every single character, every single player, and then also saying, well, do you revolt or not? So that's where this is going to get a lot more complicated. Well, I mean, actually, it's really, really simple. Like, it's very straightforward stuff, but there's just a lot of things that exist in it. So it's just going to be a little like, I thought it was after I was like writing, I got kind of like intimidated by it, but we'll just like throw it all in there now. So what we want to do is is tedious, but we want to import these 3 cards for every single player. So as you can imagine, that's 3 times 8, that's 24 new objects that we got to import. And on a game this big with this many factors, if you want to automate it, at least like the only avenues that I've found that work for me are literally this tedious, and like you just gotta, it's just like you gotta like power through it. Not really like a shortcut for it. So unless if you guys know of any shortcuts, please let me know, because doing this very like robust kind of code is annoying kind of, but more so just takes a long time. But it is easy to find errors. So we just pasted it in, and I know it's a lot, but we started. Here we go. So here's where we started. Start. And then here's where we ended. So yeah, this is what we've added, just this start to end. And now let's just go over what each thing means. We have these N-bomb numbers here. Those stand for, like, the nuclear bomb is a piece that we have here, and it's just something that you can use. Every time you use it, it does influence your revolt chance. So like the more you use them, the easier it is for your country to revolt. Just because kind of trying to make it like a little lore friendly, so like your country doesn't like it when you use it. So we got and those are these orange counters right here. So I'll write a comment here. Orange, if I can spell, orange counters. So that's what those are. And then right under it, this is how I like to structure my code, is just get them all. So we use the get object from GUID, and we check their GUID. You can do that, right click, scripting, GUID, 73F 075, 73F 075. So that's like, this is the first one, goes around, left is law, where the 8 is black, the 1 is white. And that's that. Second section here is, I just like to use the same kind of same kind of naming scheme, so everything is like straightforward, and I know, like, I see NBOMB 2 and then I see NB2, and it's like, okay, those equal the same. Those are like referring to the same thing. Each of these are going to be numbers. So we've imported these objects, but now we want to get their values. So these are just the orange values. They're just numbers. So now we've added all of that into the code as well. The important thing to remember here is that actually, I'll just do this. Makes it look a little easier to see. Most of my scripting is poor practice. This is poor practice, but is just to do everything in global. And global works for some things, not for everything. So as you can see, this is all of these things here. All of these get objects from GUIDs are every single one of these colorful resource counters for every single player. So that's why there's like, what, 56 of them? It's a lot. And then on top of that, but like, we also have all of these objects here. All of these objects for all the real-time price updating. Since these need to be able to change in real time, as you can see, like, here's the brick remaining. If I take a brick, that counter goes down, and then every time you change your turn, the whole market will refresh these numbers up here to reflect the new price of everything based on how many things remain, and also your net worth updates. I didn't want to make it too real time, because then you buy, sell, things change in the moment, and it gets confusing. Just every single turn is when a new update happens. And all of that happens in global. Like, all of that just happens in global. And that's like the most convenient place for it to happen is in global. But as of now, though, I'm doing all of this scripting in this dice. So it's all in this little die, just this one. And let's get back to it. So here I kind of rushed, and like you see how there's like the counter get objects and then the counter get values. In this one I put them all together so they alternate between get object and then get its value, get the object, get the value. So this is just a combination of both of these two things, except that this one is for the revolt number, which is this little teal square for each person. So I'm just going to put this as teal counters. Oh geez, come on, keyboard. Counters. And values as in numbers. Okay, so that works there. We got those, and then just to speed through it, same deal with these two. These are just the wonder bonus numbers, and that's the pink one. So I'll do that. These are the pink counters. And then these are the pink values, which are their numbers. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. And then, yeah, so we'll just save and play. We'll just gonna keep saving as we go to see. We don't want to make huge changes in code and then, oh no, nothing works. What went wrong? I like to do it step by step. Makes it makes it much more tedious, but it just helps me debug it, and I'm not a pro in Lua or anything, so I need all the help I can get. So we highlight these and we'll flip them. Cool. And so that's exactly what we wanted. Nothing has changed. That's good. When we execute this command, bam, 12, nothing has changed. So we didn't mess anything up. That's the best part. Open the scripting editor back. So none of this code intruded on anything so far. So now let's oh, see, that's with the little it just flashes. I didn't click out and back in. It's a good example of it. It's way worse in global because I have a much longer script, way more lines. So now the next step is to actually get the modified revolt number. And so I've already written a lot of this from past code yesterday. And so right here, this is what I just entered in. This is the revolt effective. So revolt effective number. Dude, my keyboard just wants to spaz out. There we go. So this is the effective number. It takes the value, which this we determined was this right here, and I should actually put this above here. I do not want, I want the value to be calculated before I actually call it. So there we go. We take the value, which is just your dice roll. It's literally just your dice roll plus NB1 minus WN1. So it adds your bomb number, which is bad, and it subtracts your wonder number, which is good. So it does that math, and our next step is going to be determining a revolt. And so I was trying to do a comparison way, just oh, if it equals this number, if it equals this number, but that was just getting way too tricky because the numbers you choose on your little teal tile change, and they can be different, so it's just a lot of BS coding. So instead I decided to normalize it, and here is I'll write this. I'll write this into here. normalized revolt chance. Put that there. Okay, so let's just go over this right quick. Revolt 1, so player 1, who is white, player 2 is green, player blue is 3, so I'll be player 2. Revolt 2 is equal to my revolt number, which RN2 was the teal counters, minus my effective roll. So normally at the start of the game you have something that looks like this. You got a number and you don't have any of these. So effectively it's just when you roll, it's whatever number that you roll. And then as things change, your effective numbers will change too. So that all works. And then what I'll do here is, since I'm playing as the second player, I'm just going to say print, let's see, print revolt 2. Right there. So let's see if this works. I like to, like I said yesterday, I like to throw in the print statements just to give me like an indication that things are working sometimes. Highlight these and roll them. Green rolled an 11, true, and then 4 here. So it put out a 4. So let's see if that worked. 4, 5. So, and it puts out a 10. So what that's saying there is this is a 5, right? Subtracted from 15 should give us 10. Correct. Let's do it again. We got a 13 here. 13, we have 15 minus 13 is 2, as it says down here. So our math is correct. Our math is working great. But this number is just so we can decide if things like this is just so the computer knows, oh, did it revolt or did it not? And this is where we're going to hit into another huge chunk of code that is going to be kind of daunting, I think, but it's not. It's just like it's a lot of the same thing, just a bunch of lines of just like just repeats for 8 different times for every player. And this is where we're going to customize the revolt message. So we get to this, and then we are here. We hit this like side part. This is what our message is going to be. So I don't want it to say that. I want it to say, hey, I don't care about a number. Tell me, did you revolt or did you not revolt? That's it. So what I'll do here is I'm gonna have to write like unfortunately, yeah, this is the long part and it kind of sucks, but we are going to get rid of this whole section here because we have our own stuff that we're gonna write and it'll be helpful later. So let's start this off. We'll just start with like the very first if statement for the first player, white. So we'll go if. Before I had a really hard time figuring out how to like check like how do you know if it's white or not. Like there is like I don't know. If we go back up here, we can see that where do we call it here? PLR is called somewhere in here. Player color here. Yeah, PLR is new, and PLR is just like the name of the player who rolls it, and that is a string. So what we can do is actually like super easy. Just do if PLR is equal to white, and make sure you capitalize the colors, or else the computer won't like it. Doing like a lowercase white is a different word than with uppercase in the computer's language, so capitalize all your colors. and then put a then. I write in C++ and like MATLAB and stuff, and we don't really use this then statement very much, so that's confusing. And so now put an end statement there, and this is our first little block. Or actually, no, we're not going to do an end yet. Yeah, we'll keep it for like demonstrative purposes. I'm also pretty big on indents. That's if you guys don't like indents, I'm sorry. So we'll go if we want to check if they revolt or not. So if revolt 1 for white is greater than or equal to 0, then we want to change what our text is. Our text, which is what is going to be printed. Text is equal to, let's do revolt. There we go. And then end. Actually, hold up. While we're at this, let me just write it better. Let me just write the full thing in here. So what I want this to write is the effective role. So you gotta, parentheses and stuff are kind of weird, but I want to input a parentheses as like a string, I want to input that symbol in the chat. So I gotta put little quotes around it. That, and then dot dot is the transition to like keep printing stuff. But now I went from like a little symbol. I want to input a variable. I want the variable value to be printed, and it's going to be my effective role. So this number, your little teal number, never changes, and you always compare to this number. It stays the same for whatever government you have. Doesn't change. And so only thing changing is your effective role. Your role, and then the numbers that the dice give are then modified and then compared. So if the number is if the number is equal to 0 or less than 0, it means that our effective role was the same. Like if this equals 0, if our revolt is 0, that means that our revolt number is equal to our effective roll number. So that's a revolt. If it's a negative number, it means that the effective roll was bigger. That's also a revolt. If it's positive, then that means you're safe. So greater than or equal to 0, then text is, this displays the number, and I want to go back to text, and I'm going to put parenthesis here. So what this will do is just print out the number. This is just print out the number in parentheses of your effective roll. And I'm going to put white revolts. And then an end to that if statement. All the if statements need an end. I know it's like pretty elementary stuff, but got to reiterate. Just in case, like I didn't know a lot of this shit a little while back, so I mean I have no idea what anyone's like level of expertise on this kind of thing is, so I want to make it like simple. And understandable. When I was trying to find help for this, a lot of people on forums and stuff like assume that you have a much greater understanding of this than you do. A lot of people like always forget that like there are people who just like start doing stuff, and a lot of like their help, which is very, very helpful. Like I'm not gonna like belittle that. Just isn't like. I mean, I just don't understand it. Like, I'm not as educated. I'm not like as experienced in this. So like a lot of it goes over my head, and then I don't get anywhere. And then their help just doesn't help me as well. So instead, just want to make this like straightforward, how I learned it. Hopefully it helps. Next, we'll do the second one. If revolt is greater than 1, then text is equal to, again, just show me this number. And then white is safe. And then end. So just like that, That's pretty simple. And then we have our, so we do all that math, then we hit this, and the computer's going to check whose turn it is. So it's going to go through all 8 colors and say, okay, if it's your turn, do this. If it's this person's turn, do this. So if it detects that you're white, that you're playing as player white, it'll say, okay, well then we'll do this, and it'll find your revolt number. And in the background, it's doing all the math for everyone at the same time. So right now, it'll calculate what blue's revolt rate is too, but it's not going to display anything because there's no point white's rolling to revolt. And so now we need to print to everyone. So we're going to do a print to all. Okay, computer. Print to all. So what this will do is it'll print, this is a function that just prints the information to everyone in the chat down here. So that's what we're going to do there. We want to print out the text, and again, text is what we defined right here. So this is what text is equal to. And then we want to change the color based on the person's color. So like, if you're, like for white, I want the text to be white. As here you saw the text was green because I'm playing as the green player. So we'll just do PLR, which is our player color right now. So after that, we have to add in, this keeps track of a timer in the background. Times rolled is equal to times rolled plus 1. So that just means like every time the dice are rolled, it keeps track of it, and at the end it'll like this just stores additional information. So we'll know how many times white had to roll to revolt, how many times blue and red and purple and all that stuff. It's one of those things where, as of right now, I haven't found a big use for it. So like, why include it? But just out of my experience, like at university and stuff, there are these little things that sometimes you need, sometimes you don't. I like to factor it in. If I find that my load times are pretty ass, then I will get rid of it. So that's that. And we'll end. So from there, let's just save and play. Let's just see if we can get the white to work. Come on, tabletop. So yeah, there we go. We got our first error. We got our first error, folks. That's excellent. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So this end is in reference to the function. That's a classic mistake. This end ends the whole function because you see we have to start a new function here. This end ends this overall if statement. Both of these little if statements have their own ends. So small thing, good thing that we were tabletop just said like, hey, we're missing like an end statement. And okay, cool. So let's go to here. Loading is complete. Oh, come on, tabletop. Don't drop frames on me that hard. Go back to this one, pull it down here. So let's try it out. So I'm green. I'm gonna roll this. Nothing happens. Nothing at all happens, which is good. I didn't code anything for green. But now let's play as white, that I did code for. Roll. There it is. 10, white is safe. So let's look at here. 10 is the number that we rolled, and our modifiers here are both 0. So this number 10 should be the same number displayed. Now let's say I put 2 here, and I put 3 here. Okay, so now let's roll this again. Okay, so this number up here on the dice reads 15. which is the sum of these numbers. But then down here it says 16. And the difference for that, or I'll do it again, 12, and this says 11. That's because this number down here, 12, is going to be 11 plus 3 minus 2. That's what's going on there, so that's good that that's working. And then it takes that and compares and says, look at 8, your effective roll is an 8. 8 is less than 15, so white is safe. And if we see if we can get a revolt out here, so we can see if that one works. This is 13. Hold up. Can we get that? 10. White is safe. Okay, something's odd now. Because 13. Okay, that works. 12, 13, 13, 11. No, this is wrong here. So this is 13. This should be 14. And I don't know why it thinks that it should display an 11. Because that's not what's going on there. So let's figure it out. Let's figure out what's going on then. Because I don't like that. Oh geez, come on computer. Streaming takes a bit of a toll on my computer, so sorry if things are a tad jittery. These are all 1s. Rn1 minus R effective. R effective should be the value of the sum of those plus NV1 minus WN1. So we go, the value is 13. 13 plus 3, 16 minus 2, 14. Go down here. 15 minus R effective 14 should be 1. If revolt is greater than 1, wait a minute, it should be greater than or equal to 1. Oh, see, there you go, there you go, there's an example. It just like glitches out if I don't do the click out. Okay, yeah, I had it like this. We want it like this, greater than or equal to 1. White is safe. So, that should be it. Save and play. I don't know if that'll change much. Oh, yeah, it will. So before, it wasn't updating at all. Like, because I was getting to 14, and it wasn't updating because it was exactly equal to 1, and there was no condition in there that accounted for that. So let's do it again. 7. It, 7, my modifiers are 0. Let's go back to the way it was. Another roll. 15, so this is a 14. 14 plus 3, 17 minus 2, 15. The number down here is 15. And 15 is equal to 15 or greater, and it revolts. So there it goes. There it is. That's done. This code now works, which is great. And so now you get to the next big taxing part of this, which has like been the bane of this entire game development. Is where is the dice here? Revolt dice, this one. I gotta do everything 8 times. So we need to do this statement right here 8 times for each different player. So the way we do that is we change this end to an else if. We want 8 different if statements. Because we want the computer to say, hey, if it's white, do this. If it's not, else if, check if it's green. If not, check if it's blue. Check if it's purple, red, orange, yellow, black. Until it finds one. So then, thankfully, I have a lot of this copied over. Like I have this written out, so you guys don't have to watch me write through a year and a half of code for like just the same stuff. Like it's just a rehash of this with different white and change the number here. So we'll paste it and let's make sure we're not like lost on anything. Oh, here we go. The spacing is a little different. So I'll go and I'll try and clean up this formatting a little bit and explain it. Son, it's okay, hold up. Oof, just erase that. But I think I have it saved here. Yep, here we go. Just pull it back out. This IDE, like this editor, I don't like it very much. It's kind of weird, but it is what we have to work with, and I'm not gonna, like, it is what it is. So I'll try and also like separate them out. Here is our very first one. That's what we wrote together. Now here's our second one. Else if PLR is equal to green, then revolt 2. We have to change that number. RE2, revolt is safe, print to all, times rolled. So that's great there. We'll add another enter here. This right here, we'll get rid of that. And then just tab all these so it lines up. Blue, revolt 3. That works. And then we'll go here, tab that, tab that, tab that, tab that. And this is just to make it look a little pretty. Organized code is like top tier. If you organize your code, it's so tedious and it's annoying, and there's one thing I hated doing in undergrad was organizing code. It sucks. But nothing is better than when you make a colossal fuck up and you can't figure it out, and then you organize your code really well and you can just find stuff. So that's another like good practice tip that I highly recommend. We'll tab this out, and there we go. So awesome. We have all of this stuff here, and this end statement concludes this whole giant one singular if statement with many else ifs in it. Okay? So that works. We'll save and let's play again. And we'll see if all these other colors work. And I don't even, there it is. We got the same error as last time, and I made the same mistake. This end statement ends that, but then there's no other end statement for the function. So get that fixed. Come on, Tabletop, you can do this. You can power through. You can power through, please. There we go. So, playing as white, let's do a roll. Effective roll is 11. The numbers were 11. There's no modifiers. Perfect. So, let's try it. With we're going to change color. Let's go blue. Pick these up, bring them over here, and we're going to roll them. 17, blue revolts. 17, number was 15. So let's do 3 here, or actually no. We'll do 1 and we'll do 4. And we'll do a roll. Is safe. So we got 8 here. The number on these dice is 8. Plus 4 is 12. Minus 1 is 11. And it says in the chat, 11. That's our effective roll. 15, less than, you're safe. Sick. Let's move over to a different color. We'll do red. Same deal. And this again is just like a proof of concept, just to show that like everything is working with other colors. Let's see. 4, and we'll do 2 there. 2, so this is a 8. 8 plus 2 is 10, minus 5 is 5. 5 is the displayed number, red is safe, less than 15, awesome. So now we're going to hit our next issue, which is what I was having a really hard time with yesterday, and when I pretty much just like stopped, is the black team. If you know about Tabletop, you'll know that there is no black player. You have these colors, red, orange, yellow, and brown. If I go to, let's say, change the color, like if I go to hands, right? You can't change brown. Like you can, oh, this color wheel's weird. Here we go. You can choose any of these colors, but black is always reserved for Game Master, which I think is ass. So you can't choose. You can make it black, but then they're not a player anymore. They're like omnipotent, and they don't get put in the turn rotation. So it has to be brown. That's the closest thing. And as you can imagine, the really difficult task with that is, oh wait, let me change colors. I go here, I do a roll, it's that, man. It's brown. And that just clashes with the color. So it changes the color, brown, but like we saw previously, like blue, it's going to say your color and it's going to be the color of text. I don't want it to be brown though, I want it to be black to match like the color of all the pieces. So let's go do that. And this was really hard for me, and then I realized it's way easier than I was making it out to be. So we'll just dude, I'm canceled. Let's just start over then with this new one. We are going to go to else if. We're going to do this new, we're going to do a new else if for the last one. Player, and the game always considers the black player, whoever's playing as the color black is brown. So we need to talk to the computer like it knows and just say if it's equal to brown. Oh my gosh, what's up with my laptop, with my computer? I'm not on a laptop right now, but my desktop keyboard is acting up. Same thing, we want to do if revolt 8, that's because it's the last player, is greater than or equal to 0, then text is equal to RE8 black revolts. So we want it to say, hey, like, you know it's brown, but we're not going to say that. We're going to say black. And then if revolt 8 is greater than or equal to 1, then text is equal to RE8 black is safe. End. Great. Here, I'm gonna get rid of these spaces. Actually, no, that's a good. That's good, like a good visual for separating when like different things happen. For me, having everything organized just completely changes my like experience. Completely changes how I do this. So then we're going to do print to all. We're going to do text like all. Oh, Okay. But then instead of doing PLR, because that's going to be brown, we're just going to put in quotes the string black. So saying the color that you're going to do is not going to be the player color like it is in all the other ones. It's in its own if statement, it's in its own like else if section. So if brown ever comes in, it'll only ever output black now, which is what we want. And then times rolled is equal to times rolled plus 1. End, we have two ends, and let's save and play. It is really crazy actually, like after like a good night rest and taking a break from the screen, things begin to make a lot more sense. And last night I was getting kind of fried just trying to figure out what on earth am I supposed to be doing. And I thought I was just hitting like a fat wall. So now, oh gosh, why are you stuttering so much, Tabletop? Roll. Black is safe. So you can't really see it on that. Can you kind of see it on like the white background there? Roll again. Black is safe. 9. We got 9 here. Let's do some math. Let's make it do a little bit of math. 1. We're just going to do 1. 10. 9. Black is safe. Yep, 10 plus 0 is 10, minus 1 is 9, 9 is less than 15, 9, black is safe. Done. So now, make sure we didn't F anything up. We'll go yellow. 1 here. And we'll do a roll. Yellow is safe. This is 9 plus 0, 9, minus 1, 8, 8, less than 15, yellow is safe. Cool. That works. Everything is good. So now we just got this thing to print if you revolt or not, just based on the roll. So before it used to be like, here, you have your instruction manual, right? Pull this up, pop out to screen, have hover over the government's page, and then do, okay, mouse is stuttering. Okay, we got a 9, so 9 plus 0 minus 1 is 8. Go to your table, 8, let's say I'm a republic, 15. Okay, no, I don't revolt. Whereas now, I mean, you have this open for like the perks and penalties, but now just straight up, just roll it. I'm safe. End of story. Like, I don't even need to do any more work. That makes things much more streamlined, and it just helps the game go faster. This game, last time we played, we went about 12 hours, and we got through about 5 years in game, which is about 20 turns. So every player got to have 20 turns, and it took us about 12 hours. And that was when we were playing all in person on the physical copy of this game that I made. So this game exists as one physical copy with yes, a shit ton of resource cards. Like, I have printed out cards for each of these, and the economy is still live. We use an Excel spreadsheet to do all the math, or you can just count cards. Like, you can play this game completely like table, paper, pieces, no computers. It just takes a hell of a lot longer. So my big goal with this was I want to play way more turns. I want to play this game for a long time. And so it can't be we can't be wasting time doing math and shit. So now that that's good, the last thing on here, man, is just get these dice to change color. That's it. And so how do we do that? And that's going to be in this bottom section here. In the change player. So right here, this is the color function. Right here. So this changes the color of the dice to whomever rolled it. Separate this here. And I could write for red and yellow and orange and green and blue, but this works. Like the as is right now, it works for yellow, it works for every color except for black. So instead I'm just going to do like a different kind of if statement. I'm just going to write if player, which is our player color again, is equal to brown, then do a specific thing. It's going to be this exact same thing. It's going to be the same thing that we have here. So I'll do like a couple enter spaces, tab that. Local RGB is equal to string color, and instead of player, so this function string color to RGB takes like the literal name of the color and turns it into a color value in the computer. So like black to the computer is just is a word, doesn't mean anything. Instead we want to convert the word black into a color representation. So string color to RGB, instead of using player, which is player color, we're just going to use the string black. And whenever you put a string in, like a name or like a word that's not a variable, you need to put quotations over it. That was why yesterday I was having no luck. Was because I just didn't put any quotations, and you can see there's a lot of those are needed throughout the code. So that, and then use the same chunk for here. Like you can just literally copy the same chunks. So that it sets it, and then after so it does that, and then else if, so like when it's okay, so if it's not, every other time it's not brown, we are going to pretty much do the same thing, just those three, and then end, and then of course end the function too. Save and play. Come on, computer. Bam. Okay. There we go. Another error. I live for errors. So where did we screw up? So I put an else if here, like I have been here. Else ifs need a condition. So like a if has like a this is the condition, but else if needs one too. I didn't put one, but there's no condition. It's just else. So like if it's this, then do this specific thing, but if it's not, like otherwise, then just do something else. So that was my bad there. We'll fix that. Cool. Loading complete. Awesome. We'll take these dice. We're playing as yellow right now. We'll do a flip. Statements still work. 5, 5. Okay. And that dice turned yellow. So yep, that's good. That the other colors didn't change. Well, let's see how it reacts to brown. Drag this over here. Jeez, man. Tabletop does not like it when I stream. It is very, very, like, buggy. So, we'll roll it, and there it is. Black is safe, written in black text. So you see it says ACG-Spot is color brown. That's unavoidable. I can't change that. That's just the game doing its thing. But it says black is safe. So it knows brown is, like, it'll always print out, except for when you change color, which is only happens in the very beginning. It'll always now read for black is safe in the color black, and then it changed the dice right here to the color black instead of how it was previously being brown. Awesome. So last thing for this right here, honestly, is getting these colors to change, and that is really simple. Like, it's probably the most simple thing we've done here, except for, like, I guess, like, the math. So we didn't do any of this in global. So all of this stuff that I did here, all of this importing these objects into the dice so that it can do math with them, only happens in this function. So after this function is done going, they're gone. Those values are gone. But so these right here, these dice, are also gone. So I just want to copy them. And we're going to re-grab those values in this new function. So we'll do, right after this, I'm a sucker. I am a sucker. We're going to go here and paste that into there. Also, I'm not like a single space kind of guy. I prefer tabs. The little space discrepancies are easier for me. We just add these in here. So like, they are now like imported. So now in this function, these two dice exist, which is great. So now if it's brown, self.setColor, self is this dice, is this third dice. So it's going to set its own color. That is the function that makes it change color. So what we'll do, color in this sense has been set to black. So we can just do enter and then R dice 1, so the first dice, dot set color to color. The same variable that it's set this main dice to. We want to set it to the first one, and literally same thing for the next one. Color. Perfect. And oh, hold up. I'm sorry. This should be tint. Forgot the word tint in there. And then, just because we're speed demons out here, we're going to copy this. Enter, paste. I don't know why it does this gosh awful formatting stuff. There we go. So, there it is. If we're playing as character brown, then it sets the colors of these, else it still sets the colors of these. The only difference is here, color is black. Here, color is player color, which is normal for everyone else. So save and play, and let's see how this works. If this works, then we're done. Like this is we have gotten the revolt system completely automated, and all you have to do is roll. Okay, come on, computer. Gonna bring this down here, so we're still playing as the brown character, which is Team Black over here. Just brown is the color placeholder. And moment of truth. There it is. There it is. Awesome. This is great. 8, 8. You roll them and they stay black. Cool. So let's say it is purple's turn. And you revolt at the start of your turn before you do anything, so it like prevents you from collecting resources or doing stuff like that before you know if you're like safe or not. So let's just do, oh, here we go. Awesome. Changes it purple. It changed it all to purple. Purple is safe. Then, okay, turn is over. So to emulate like a turn switch, now I'm red. Now it passes on to red when it's their turn. Purple ends their turn, whatever. Red rolls, bam. 11, 11 there, less than 15. It's all safe. So just like that, it changes colors for all of them. That's like super kick-ass. Since we've hit this point right now, we're gonna save this as version 7.26. It's the latest one. I always just do this and keep saving it as another one after we hit like a good spot, so that if I, make a mistake, then we have like little checkpoints. So now we'll reload this one so we are in this state. And let's see. Change color. Blue. Let's roll it. Oh geez. Dog is barking, my bad. And it changes to blue. Perfect. So it changed to blue, and yeah, that's pretty much done for that. So revolt dice are done. Let's see, like, what time are we at right now? We're at like an hour 10. Thank you everyone who's in here watching. Appreciate you guys, like, big bunches, all three of you. We're at an hour 10, so we still got time to mess around. And now we know what we are doing. So let's take these, and they'll just change colors whenever we want them to. I'll put them back to their default, which is just like the white dice. And this is great because whenever anyone rolls them, they will display, and it works for each individual person. So, like, depending on who rolls it, like, because we have all those different revolt numbers, revolt 1, 2, 3, 4, it checks the color and then chooses the number corresponding to it. That's good. Now, what I want to try and do is pretty much the same thing with these government dice. So these are used to choose your government, and this is super simple. Oh my gosh, tabletop. You roll it, and it gives you 3 numbers. So you don't add them, it just gives you 3 numbers, and those are the 3 governments you can choose from when you start the game. So with these, we were rolling 3 dice and getting, hold up. Why aren't you changing colors now? Whatever we did there, I'm not a fan of. Was it because I changed the tint of it? Oof. Technical difficulties at the last second. There we go. Cool. It's because I was still blue. Awesome. So this, as we see, you roll, and it gives you 1 output. This, we want to roll and give 3 outputs. So let's see, how will we go about doing that? We're going to have to do the same thing we did before with this, like, crazy code, except it's going to be a lot simpler. It's not going to be anywhere near as, like, crazy complicated, because this doesn't need it doesn't matter, like, what player does what. The important part is that it just gives, like, a number, and it's the same for every player. So what we're going to do is just copy the same code over. I'm lazy, and I just don't want to I don't want to have to, like, rewrite stuff. You guys' time is valuable as well, so. Oh my gosh, the computer. Give me 1 sec, folks. I'm just going to try and close some junk out, see if I can make this computer run a little bit smoother, because it's hurting right now. It's hurting. Which is crazy. I don't even know why. I'm like at, like, half CPU usage, half RAM usage. But it's trying really hard. You can tell. I'll just exit out of some of this other junk here. Make sure nothing else is running. Don't save anything. keep that, close that, and then close this. Okay. Okay, awesome. Let's get back to it then. Let us get back to it. We're going to do this 3 times. What we did for that one dice, where all the code happens, the other 2 were dummy dice, this is not the case. Every single all 3 of these dice are going to have a code. But it is going to be way simpler. So, right here, this is where all the big junk happens. We don't need all of this. We don't need any of this. And none of this either. So we'll just we're going to start from scratch. And then we'll get to this down here as well. Actually, we're going to get rid of this. I don't want it affecting the other dice at all. You don't need that if statement, don't need this last end statement. And we don't need these dice in here. God. Okay, so this is back to like stock. We don't need all that other junk code that we wrote. It doesn't matter in here. So let's start writing stuff in here. First things first. For the value, we just want to do the same thing that we did last time with this initial statement here of oh, hold up, no, I just pasted the wrong thing in here. Function print dice face, erase please, all of it. Tab. Dude, oh my gosh, dude, my keyboard is busted. I need to figure out what's wrong with streaming and doing this, because my keyboard's just like, nope, I don't want to work half the time. There we go. Local value equals self.getValue. Straightforward. It gets the value of the dice. That's step 1. Next, we're going to do, we need to set the text that we want to display. Now we're going to do a bunch of if statements again. So I'm just going to get right into it. If value is equal to 1, then text equals that. And then else if, and then this is where we're going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and write all of this junk first, and then we're going to do a copy paste, because yep, your boy is a tad lazy and we just want to grind through that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 different governments. Cool. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, no, that's 8. 7, 6, let's see, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then this one's going to be 0, because this dice, the D10s give 0 through 9, they don't give 1 through 10, which is fine. The dogs are outside are barking. Whew. After that, so we don't forget like last time, we drop our end statement. So this whole structure is good now. Oh shit. I didn't put that there. Let's bounce through this quick. Okay. So that we can see this at the same time, pop out to screen. This stuff with the importing PDFs is really, really convenient. Y'all can see this up here, okay? So here are our governments. We got 0 is despotism. So what do we want the text to say? Oh, here we go. Actually, I'm going to change this to side for all of these. You'll see why in a sec. Actually, I don't need to. That's gonna be. I just realized if I'm using 3 objects, that's just gonna take a long time. Yeah, here that's kind of the downside of doing this live is I can't really like. You know, I go through like my own little motions and my own trial and error. So the text for 0 is just despotism. Let's just do choose despotism. We'll copy this. And then, what's the next one? Monarchy. Choose aristocracy. Choose communism. Choose fascism. Choose republic. Choose democracy. Choose technocracy. Choose theocracy, and then choose socialism. Cool. Awesome. So now it rolls. It's going to check, hey, okay, value was 4.3, then we'll choose communism. Okay, that's easy enough. But the next part is making it actually say something. So I have my little notepad from yesterday, and for next stream I'm trying to figure out how to like show it on screen as well. There's a lot of little windows I got to keep track of, but I do want to like put that up so people can see like where I'm like all my like it's like a workspace, like what do you call it, like piece of scratch paper, but digital. So now we're gonna do print to all. And it's going to be what we did last time, just text, comma, let's see. Ooh, how do we do this? How did we do this before? How do we choose to print? Comma PLR. Did we even establish a PLR in here? Nope, we can just do PLR. Oh, PLR. Cool. But as some of you have probably seen, or probably like remember, this is this won't work for the brown team, which is unfortunate, but we're gonna cross that bridge in just a sec. Again, one thing at a time. Ends that there. That ends there. Cool. Awesome. So let's just save and play. And then, so now if this works, literally all we have to do is just copy and paste the same thing into the other two dice. No new code written just to copy them over, but we're going to get one to work perfectly, and as you probably saw, one did not work perfectly. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a couple of Facebook messages. Roll those, nothing happens. That makes sense. There was an error. Let me change. Let me try and find that that other stuff. Cool. So we have this up here. Let's go back to the scripting to see what we messed up on. Which is fine. Mistakes happen. That's how it be out here. It wouldn't be if it was easy, anyone could do it. But anyone can do it. It just takes a lot of time. I missed an end somewhere, which is annoying. If, else if, else if, else if, else if, end. I don't like this one bit. Where did I... Let me look at my other... how did I have it previously with my with the other code? How did we have this? How do we have those if statements written? Else if then that, no ends, only ends after these other if statements. So I'm not seeing where we messed up. If there. Oh, so we have one if, two ifs, three ifs, function. And we have if, end. If, end. If, end, function, end. So that's fine. Function, print, dice face. Oh, this might be it. This might be it. Oh. Object randomize, while drop, print dice face. We have this all repeated again. That's exactly why. Yo, there it is. I must have made a mistake when in one of my prints. But that should work. And please do work. Please do work. Got a lot riding on this. Literally just convenience. My goal is to get this like automated almost to not like actual video game point, but I want this thing to go fast. I want to be able to churn out turns in this. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You can kind of see it. Let me put it on like the red background there in the corner. Choose communism. Choose republic, 5. Choose socialism, 9. There it is. It's literally that simple. Which it wasn't simple at all. We'll choose brown now. Do the same thing, and what do we got? Bop, brown. Choose communism though. And it prints it out in brown. Okay, so let's just go and finish this. And again, if we finish this dice, it'll be done for all of them because we can just copy the code. So. Let's just do this print statement in the with its own if statement. So if PLR is equal to brown, then tab, I'm going to copy this. We're going to just change this to black. And then enter, tab, else, enter, tab, paste, just the normal, tab, and has its own end statement. Cool. Let's just try this, and then we're going to change the color of the dice, and then we're going to get all of them working together. So we're all in here, highlight, drag them out, and roll. Choose fascism in white. Why is it white? Why is it white? It should be black. It was doing it brown before, so that's why. This is exactly why. See, here I put black as in the variable black, and I never established a variable named black, so it just defaults to like 0, which is white. So we have to do this, put it in quotes. That should fix the problem. Should. I am no expert. Okay, highlight them, bring them out. The whole point is like one player like goes, highlights them, and then just rolls. Okay, there it is. You can kind of, let me put on a white background in the bottom corner there. Choose theocracy with an 8. Roll. Keep these flying up. Choose monarchy. 0. Wait, what? Yo. For some reason 0 is not coming up with what we wanted. And it sucks because this function only runs on like when it's randomized, so you have to roll it. I can't just like set it to 0. There it is. So, okay. It's not reading 0. It is not reading 0. But we got the text to be black, so that's like a great step. And we're just going to copy what we did for the last one when it changes the color. So we're going to do, we're going to just kind of copy this whole block. This is normal. And we're going to do if PLR equals brown, then we have all of this code, and instead of PLR we just set it to black. Done. And then else is just do what it would do normally and just keep it as the player color. Black for brown. Put in an end statement there. That should be good there. Now let's see if we can also find out why it's 0. So this value is 0. And maybe it doesn't, maybe the computer thinks it's 10. Probably. So we'll just put 10 there. Kind of silly, but I prefer to think in numbers from 0 to 9 instead of 1 to 10. It helps me a lot more, especially when it comes to coding with like computers start at 0. And the dice has 0 through 9 on it, not 10. So, whatever. Okay. Bam. Right there. Black text. Black dice. 9. Socialism. It's given the right numbers. Here we go. So you guys can see it too. I'll put up the government list there so you can see like here's the number and you guys can see if it's working or not. 3, communism, checks out. 0, Choose despotism. So it looks like the value on these is like 0. It says 0 on the dice. It says 0 on the, I can't really show because my cursor's there. But on the little text box, top left, it says 0. It doesn't say 10. But in the description, yep, I didn't even read that. Whereas 0 means 10. There you go. That works. Great. It's done. It's done. 0 again, despotism. 5, republic. We pretty much did it. Or we did do it. It's done. This dice is now perfect. Scripting, scripting editor. Now for the easiest part. We'll exit out of this. Click on here. Control A and Control C. We'll put this one off to the side here. Put this one over here. You can tell the difference between them. Scripting editor. Ain't nothing here. Paste. There we go. Save and play. Come on, computer. Hang tight. Hang in there. Pull these out. Now let's see if it works with 2. Roll. Bam. 2 of them turned. 2 things. Republic, socialism. 5, republic. 9, socialism. Perfect. And then we'll do the very last one. Scripting editor. Control V. Save and play. Let's see if it works. Okay, down here, loading complete. We're starting at like a fresh bar. Let us pull these. We're still playing as brown, so the black team. And all of them turn black. We got republic, communism, theocracy. So here's what I'm going to actually try, okay? So we got these 3 dice, just relative in space. So we'll keep an eye on them. Let's roll it. They're all in the same place, kind of. Democracy, socialism, republic. So if you look in the chat, democracy's first, socialism second, republic is third. That goes, this one is 6, democracy, 9, socialism, 5 is republic. So let's just do that one more time. We have aristocracy, theocracy, despotism. So I guess it chooses based on which one lands first, which is actually a bummer. I wanted it to be in order, so I could change the text a little bit. Democracy, technocracy, fascism. But we have communism, monarchy, theocracy. So let's just change. So yeah, I was going to try and do something where it was like, choose this or this or this. But if the dice land at different points, then there's no way to match the scripting. So it like, say that this, it might be like, it might just not display all the right things at the same time. So we're going to play as red team now. Okay, we want to choose our government. Hit it with the roll. They turn red. Choose theocracy, republic, fascism. That's cool and all. I'm not a huge fan of how that's looking. So we're going to do a quick little change. We're going to do this instead. Again, that little glitch is ass. We're going to do 0 is despotism. We're just going to put the number. I liked how that looked on the revolt dice. I like that how that just displayed. So we're just gonna do it to all of them. I think that looks a little bit better. And like this game is finished. Like this game has been. I hit it like 7.2 version. Is when I was like, we're done. We're going to play it again, and I'm going to modify it to version 8 after we get a game in. After we play a game, I make a new version, I update it, and because this is with this being like my game, I'm realizing that like you have to play test. That is by far the most important thing. The game is cool even if you dedicate 100 hours, or even if you dedicate like 50 hours going hard. You got hella tabs open, you got game developing forums, you have the experts live chatting you. If you don't playtest your game, it's going to be ass. It's going to be ass. Like, just for the record, without playtest, your game is ass. Doesn't matter how much you like it. And I can completely vouch for that. Like, it doesn't matter how good your game is, it doesn't matter how much you love it. If you don't playtest it, it is not good. And there's no guarantee that other people will like it either. Which, I mean, that just makes sense. Control C. Okay, so we're going to save that. Oh shoot, how am I going to remember that? Every single time I playtest, I go and update it again, but with input from everyone, all the boys. I ask them, hey guys, like, we'll sit down, we'll play it, everyone will play it like thoughtfully. What do you guys think is the best part? Here we go. See, technocracy is a 7, so we'll do flip again. There are 2 7s. There's 2 2s. 2 9s. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1 7 9. Monarchy is 1, so that one we edited. Technocracy and social we didn't add, so I'll edit this one now. About to trick myself there again. Awesome. And then, where's the other government dice? I'm just going to try and hit them both while I'm in here. This one, got it. Save and play. Save complete. Let's change colors. Who haven't we done it? We haven't messed around with orange yet. Okay, orange, turn to choose something. Let's drop the dice here, and let's give it a roll. Turns orange. What do we have? 9 socialism, 4 fascism, 7 technocracy. It's working excellent. The only thing I'd maybe add is like the revolt number. There's a lot of stuff that's in the instructions, like you're meant to roll this and then just look in the instructions. But if I'm automating this, I've been debating like, you roll it, right? You roll these bad boys, and it tells you the number you got and which ones to choose. What if at the end of it also, it said, okay, your R number is going to be 14 for monarchy, it's going to be 13 or 3 or 18 for despotism, republic is going to be 15. It just says that there, so you don't even have to pull up the instructions. I think I like that, but I mean, how automated am I trying to go with this? Let's see how it looks like on one, but otherwise I won't try and like dwell on one little, these little tiny things. Close one. Actually, before we do that, this works great and this is excellent the way it is. So what we're going to do is just we're going to save the game. Version 2.6 we've been working on, overwrite it. Sometimes the game doesn't save, so I do it like 2 or 3 times. I've had a lot of pain in the asses where I just save it once, it didn't save, and I reload and I lose everything. Usually I copy on the notepad so it stays there. But now, okay, now we're back to here. Let's do revolt number for this. Instead of being 3 or 18, I'm just going to do this for R17, but in quotes. I'm liking this. I want to see how this looks. Might look like ass, might look great. Only one way to find out. Now that this game has been finished, a big like personal goal of mine is making this look sharp. I want this to look good. I want this to make sense, because the worst part about when I was around version 4 and version 5 of this game, like every single version is like after we played. So after we played it 4 or 5 times. The game was much smaller, or it was only like a 5-person max game. I expanded it to 7 in real life, 8 in the game, more resources. But what I was noticing is that a lot of people I was playing with were hitting me with my favorite, wait, what do I do, man? What am I supposed to be doing? Like, wait, hold up. What do I do? Like, do I do this? Or, hey, am I allowed to do this? Or, and so I'm pretty much playing like rule babysitter the whole game, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, that's not like anyone else's fault. It's, at the end of the day, that's entirely my fault. It is my responsibility. Let's pull up these revolt numbers real quick. It is my responsibility to make sure that this game is playable. I mean, I don't have to, obviously, but I want this game to be played by people, and I want people to enjoy it. I want people to have fun with it, and I don't want people to, like, you know, hit it with like the Dark Souls argument of like, oh, fuck this, it's way too hard. This game is too hard. No thanks. I don't want to do this. Too hard. Or, yeah, man, it was cool, but I just didn't really get it. Didn't make any sense. Like, for me, that hits home. That hurts. So instead I wanted to, like, you pick it up, you have the instructions there that are like extra thorough. Instructions I have written so many times. And then you play the game, and in real life it's going to be confusing, obviously. But online, I want this thing to flow. So you play it, and it makes sense. You're like, okay, cool, I get it. So how does this look like? How does that look? Let's put it on the black border right there. 9. Socialism R16. I like that. I am a huge fan. We have 6, 1, and 5. So this one's been changed. This one has not been changed. So we're going to open the one that has been changed and just copy that. And copy this whole thing. Government dice. Where's that at? Here's one of them. Give it a paste. Perfect. Government dice. Give it a paste. Cool. And save and play. This way it just gives you the revolt number then and there. I am not going to copy and paste all of the perks and penalties for each government, because, I mean, that's a lot of text. Where are you going to read that? That's in the rules for a reason. There you go. Monarchy, technocracy, democracy, R14, R14, R16. And does that match? Monarchy, R14, technocracy, R14. Pull the chat. Monarchy, R14, technocracy, R14, democracy, R16. 1, 7, and 6. Done. Flawless. And now, I mean, next, not change team. I want to incorporate team stuff later on, but again, that's like, Like you don't want to. One thing that I like to tell people, because I suffer from this a lot, is like getting caught up in just making it perfect. Um, it's not going to be perfect. No game is perfect. Otherwise, you hear about it and you would have that game where like, oh, it's perfect. Um, you want to make it as good as you can, but like I've hit a wall where I can't make this game any better without playing it again. I've completely reshaped the rules, and for the first time I put it on the internet. Like I put it on electronic. We're not sitting in a room anymore with actual physical everything. So I have yet to play it on a digital platform, or on a digital like medium, and I have yet to like I changed all the prices for everything. I changed how the economy works, or I mean the economy is pretty much the same, but I changed now because it's digital. I'm not limited to how many physical cards I have. In real life, it's now limited to a number you can just change whenever you want. So I changed that structure. I added in net worths. I changed the number of pieces. In real life, pieces are really, really fucking expensive. Like, super expensive. I've probably spent close to 250 bucks on buying each one of the... I have 5 of these, 80 of these, 30 of these, and 10 of all of these, or 12 actually, for spares. Do that for all of this. So I have gone and sourced all of these little pieces and bought them all physically. And that's really expensive, but that was like it was just like a pet project. And now I realize with Tabletop Simulator, this game kicks so much ass because I went and instead of having, 10 tanks, everyone has 20 tanks, and it was free. Instead of having to buy 10 more tanks 7, 8 times. Now, it used to be just 10 of all of these, and now there's 20 of all for free. I added the nuclear bomb piece, which is a brand new thing. A new mechanic I added a new kind of victory. I added wonders. That wasn't in here before. So I added a bunch of new stuff, but I'm at the wall now. I can't do anything else because I don't know if what exists now is working. Like, I need to play test it and find out if it's working, and if the mechanics work, then who knows, this might be the final revision. Probably won't. But now all I'm doing is streamlining things. So there you go. Changes colors. 195 Republic, Monarchy, Socialism. We got the right R's. Done. This is excellent. This is really good. I just automated 2 new things. That's automated. That's automated. We're pretty much golden. This is what I wanted to change here. Let me control copy this right here. Trap it to Hedron. Copy. I need to change their description here. Okay, cool. And then roll them. I want to hit a 0 and see what it says again. Despotism is 0. Okay, cool. Awesome. That's really, really awesome. So, hexahedron, trapdohedron. Let's go to white team. Same thing. We'll do a highlight of everything, bring it all over. We're going to do one big roll. The hell turn white. That's awesome. Let's see. White is safe, and we got all our other things. So that's really good. We're going to bundle these together, all close together. And we're going to put them in the government bowl. Take all these and put them in the revolt bowl. Close. So those live there, those live there. Government scripting works. brown. I still can't get over this brown shit. I hate it, but it's whatever. Tabletop developers, if you hear me, if you're out there, make black like a playable character, and you can change the color of the game master, like please, or at least gray, like dark gray or something like that. Appreciate you guys. Roll. Let's see. I'm just gonna choose one. Bam. So if you're trying to roll for a new government, you just roll 1. Technocracy. There it is. Dunskies. And now, does it affect your dice? Nope. I don't want it to affect anyone else's dice. These are your battle dice. This is what you use to like battle each other. And as you can see, black has white numbers while everything else doesn't have white numbers. These, I can't change the color of the number, and you can still see that okay, right? Like, yeah, that's like, I'm trying to see if I can get the worst angle. That's fine, but even if this was unvisible, like we have this in the chat here. I wanted to make stuff pop up here, which I got to do in the last video, but I have not been able to figure out how to get that to work with the functions that make all of this other really rad stuff possible. So we'll store this in there, and this has been working real well. But I think in the next chapter, what we're going to do is go through and add little labels to these maybe. You see, like if you hover over a dice, it says D20, and then it says icosahedron. If you go, like, that's the description. So in the World Wonders I have over here, go fast. You see it says Great Pyramids. You hold it, and then it tells you the description underneath it. I want that description to appear for all of these pieces, but just tells you like what dice they roll or how much they cost. That's like a very small thing that is even less big of a deal than the dice is. But you know, those are ideas. Or I have 2 more dice back here, the region dice and the resource dice for choosing which region you start in, and then which resource in each region you start with. But again, these are things for another day. This stuff doesn't really need to be done. Doesn't need to happen now, and that is like such an elementary thing that only ever happens once. It happens one time, and honestly, I'm probably going to have it so you can just choose where you start. We'll see how overpowered that is. But right now, this is excellent. Just this kind of little interactive stuff that makes the game that much quicker, makes it more like digital-like, makes it more, you know, space age. Makes it more convenient. People like convenient games that make sense. So we're going to leave it at that. We're going to, you know, overwrite version 7.2.6. That is what we have hit today. And yeah, honestly, this was a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying streaming Tabletop. I think that this game is a blast. Definitely worth it. I recommend it to anyone out there if you want to buy this game. This kicks ass. You can play all these board games, but also like make your own stuff, which is why I love this. So definitely, yeah, I stand Tabletop. But yeah, thank you all for coming in today and watching this video. I think I'm going to upload more Tabletop stuff, just because like this is something I really enjoy, and honestly, like, I want to try and make like a little bit of an outlet for people who like aren't familiar with Tabletop or who like want to get into it. It's like super intimidating. I just want like make like an outlet. People can like just see cool stuff. But again, like this isn't like beginner stuff kind of deal. But other than that, I think that's probably going to call it for today. Thank you again all for watching. And if you want, tune in tonight. Me and my friends are going to be doing some podcast streaming. So yeah, that's definitely something that we would love for other people to check out. We just talk about politics, daily affairs, and just chat. Like, it's just like hanging out with the boys kind of style. So yep, tune into that if you like. But other than that, yeah, thank you all very much. It's been a blast, and I will see you guys either tonight or I'll see everyone on Monday. Thank you.